afternoon to you doing the watching. It's time for Windy News at 12. Coming up, presidential aspirant Alan Kyerematen proposes radical reforms for free SHS policy. President Akufo-Addo reaffirms his administration's support to free SHS initiative. And on the international arena, Gary Gensler to leave role as SEC chairman. These and many more we have coming up in the bulletin. My name is Nana Ama Nyamike Baini. Now the news in detail. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has praised Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia for being capable and prepared leader who is poised to lead Ghana to new heights. The president appealed to Ghanaians to back Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia's presidential campaign, pointing to his wealth of knowledge and distinct plan for furthering the nation's progress. At a meeting of professional associations in Kumasi, President Akufo-Addo underlined how important the Ashanti region is to the new Patriotic Party electoral success. He urged the regions to support Dr. Bawumia and ensure success in the 2024 elections, warning against making the same alleged error that led the MPP to lose power in 2008. In a related story, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has reaffirmed his government's resolve to combat galamsey, pointing to its destructive effect on the environment, farmlands, and water bodies. President Akufo-Addo emphasized the integration of community partnership, responsible mining practices, and cutting-edge technologies like drone surveillance to strengthen the fight against galamsey. During his remarks at the inaugural gathering of the University of Environment and Sustainable Development in Somanya in the Eastern Region.
The fight against illegal mining, galamsey, is another area where we are taking decisive action. The damage caused by illegal mining to our water bodies, farmlands, and ecosystems cannot be overstated. Through technological innovation such as drone surveillance and community partners, we are intensifying efforts to curb this man. We're not only enforcing the law, but are also promoting responsible mining practices that align with environmental sustainability. I urge the leadership of UESG to continue contributing this national effort. Your research and expertise are critical in developing practical solutions to these pressing issues.
President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has said all Ghanaians youth have benefited from the free SHS policy successful implementation. President Akufo-Addo reaffirmed that his administration put education at the center of the country's development plan through the free SHS initiative. In a speech given on his behalf by Mr. Mustafa Yusuf, the Minister of Youth and Sport. Presidential aspirant Alan Kyerematen has revealed a daring concept in order to improve free SHS programs' long-term viability and give graduates organized route to higher education or the workforce. Speaking during the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation Presidential Encounters 2024, Mr. Kyerematen underlined the necessity of a thorough evaluation of the strategy to guarantee that its goals are completely achieved.
Financial sustainability. Is it financially sustainable? Number two, what are the infrastructural requirements that can sustain the free SHS? So the fact that it's a good idea, if you don't analyze the financial implications, the infrastructural requirement, the curriculum requirement, even analyzing what to do with the graduates of free SHS, we cannot have a situation where if you produce people, you cannot guarantee them a job. The stand is that let us as a country undertake this comprehensive review. The policy itself, it's a good one, as I said, to enhance enrollment. But the implementation and operationalization of it has to be reviewed. It's not sacrosanct. It has to be reviewed. When it is reviewed, then we are in a position to take a decision on reorienting it, re-engineering it, recalibrating it. Now, I haven't studied the elements of what has gone to Parliament. But if you ask my own personal opinion, I would say that there is no need for legislation now. Let us undertake a comprehensive review and then make sure that if we are going to retain, this is the framework now for operationalizing. At that point in time, then it will make sense for us now to have Parliament legislate on that. Because at that point, we have had more or less a very comprehensive look at the program. And then we can, as a people, decide that now that we know how to operationalize, we can then legislate on it so that it becomes basically a permanent feature.
Still on politics, the NDC flag bearer John Dramani Mahama is today embarking on a campaign tour to the Western region ending Wednesday, November 27, 2024. During his visit, the NDC flag bearer will engage with voters across all constituencies in the region to seek their support, barely 2 weeks to the December 7th election. He will pay a courtesy call on chiefs and elders at the Western Regional House of Chiefs to start his tour. Away from that, the IGP, Dr. George Akufo Dampari, has asked Ghanaians to help police identify anyone who will try to disturb the peace during this election on December 7th. Speaking to members at the Assemblies of God Church in Accra, Dr. Dampari emphasized the need of community involvement in maintaining law and order and the need for public vigilance to protect the stability of the country. IGP's plea emphasizes the necessity of public collaboration and the police dedication to a peaceful electoral process.
Open your eyes and your ears, and things that will disturb the peace, if you hear of them, let us know so that we take the proactive steps in dealing with them in a manner that will sustain our peace that we are enjoying for the sake of our generation following us, because we are not, and I repeat, we are not the last generation. So we should leave this place better than we came to find it, as our forebears left it for us to come to find it and to live our life to the glory of God. So Papa, finally, as an assurance to the church and through the church to the rest of the nation, the rest of Africa and the rest of the world, that we, the security agencies, we are ready and we will ensure that we do all what it takes to work with everybody to sustain the peace, security, law, and order of this country.
As we venture forth into the grand arena of the 2024 general election, where we shall cast our votes to determine the guiding force of our beloved nation, we implore each and every one of us
to prioritize our dear motherland above the divisive realms of political parties and their charismatic figures. In this crucial moment, we find ourselves with no alternative but to embrace the resounding call for peace.
Let us consciously opt for peace, for it is the noble choice
that surpasses the destructive powers of violence and warfare.
I am Priscilla Akwabwa, a level 200 geography student from the University of Education, Winneba. I stand for peace.
My name is Emmanuel Atamenza, a level 300 geography student from the University of Education, Winneba. I consciously opt for peace.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. Now to the international front. The head of the U.S. financial regulator, Gary Gensler, will resign from his role on the day of President-elect Donald Trump's inauguration. Mr. Gensler confirmed the news on social media platform X after the Securities and Exchange Commission said its 33rd GAN chairman would step down on 20th January next year. Before we end the news, a recap of the stories that made headlines. Presidential candidate Alan Tremantin proposes radical reforms for free SHS policy. President Akufo-Addo affirms his administration's support to free SHS initiative. And on the international arena, Gary Gensler to leave role as SEC chairman. And that will be all for Windy News at 12. My name is Nana Amma Nyamike Bani. Thank you for doing the watching. Have a good afternoon.